Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Concordia University, Chicago. I'm CJ Sellner, and you're watching Cougar Baseball powered by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. Cougars getting back to action in non-conference play here today. They will take on the North Park University Vikings in a single 9-inning contest here. Cougars recently ranked number 1 once again in the polls that were released earlier today. They come in with a 28-2 overall record after winning 2 games yesterday at Dominican. They played late last night. The doubleheader that started at 1 p.m. didn't get done till a little bit after 10 o'clock last night. North Park comes in 16-11 overall, coming from the CCIW Conference, looking to continue a decent season on their part. They will take on Cade Laudenschlager, the sophomore, getting his second start of the year. Setting up your defense for CUC, it goes across the outfield. Brandon, Tyrell, and Fouth from left to right. Across the infield, it's Van Duzer, Mercado, Benavides, and Mariotti. Your battery here for today's contest, it's Rodriguez behind the plate. And as I was saying, Cade Laudenschlager on the hill. The right-handed sophomore has a 4.32 ERA on the season with a 3-1 record. Appearing in his 8th game, getting his second start, has thrown 16 2/3 innings, allowed 19 hits, 10 runs, 8 of those earned. He has 18 strikeouts to his credit to just 5 walks, and opponents are batting .284 against him. Last outing for Laudenschlager was against UW La Crosse last Thursday. He went 3 innings, allowing 5 hits, 4 earned runs, as the CUC winning streak came to a close at 24 games. Glad you could join us here, setting up your North Park lineup here for today's contest. Jared Cantu, Jake Reinhardt, Cullen Gilbertson, 1 through 3, Rankos Stanovich, number 4 in the order, Anthony DiNardo, number 5, number 6 in the order will be Brandon Davis, Justin Woolbright will be 7, Jake Balish will be 8, and Nico Buck will be 9. Cougars in the home white uniform today, looking to continue this strong season here with a 28-2 record. Glad you could join us here. Sit back, relax. Cougar Baseball brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Laudenschlager is a right-hander that loves to work out of the stretch as the first pitch is lifted into left center. Calling for it and making the catch is Keegan Tyrell. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and we are underway.
Thrown at 3:04, game time temperature 61 degrees.
61 degrees at first pitch here. Batter now will be Jake Reinhardt, the shortstop.
The shortstop, number 3, Jake Reinhardt.
Reinhardt on the season, a 367 hitter in his junior campaign, making his 26th start. First pitch in there from Laudenschlager for a called strike. North Park as a team hitting .313 this year. CUC has struggled on the mound over the last few outings, including yesterday. An ERA that just 2 weeks ago was down in the 2.5s has ballooned up to 3.36, which is still very good. Opponents batting just .243 against CUC pitching on the year. The pitch. Called strike. Looked to be down. Count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the first. Laudenschlager kicks 1-2. Swan and line towards second. Benavides is there, and he will make the catch, and there's quickly 2 away. With 2 outs, that will bring up Cullen Gilbertson, the first baseman.
Batting third,
The senior is hitting .330 on the season, has started in all 27 games for the Vikings. Has 11 extra base hits to his credit, has been walked a team high 22 times. First offering is down and in for a ball 1. Kick in, the 1-0 is a called strike on the outside corner, now 1-1. Lefties are hitting 400 against Launschlager on the season, 4 for 10. Righties hitting just 263. The pitch. Called strike on the low outside corner, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Kick and the 1-2. Curveball misses outside. The count evens at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild here in the top of the first. And time is called. Launschlager gets his sign. Kicks and the 1-2. Swan and lifted into left. Long run Brandon, who will make the catch just a step inside of foul territory. And that will do it for the Vikings in the top of the inning. In the inning, no runs, no hits. We're through a half inning of play here in River Forest. Vikings 0, Cougars coming to bat. Welcome back to River Forest. Once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here as we go to the bottom of the first. Getting the start here for the Vikings against the Cougars today will be the right-handed junior, Josh Ward. Ward on the season has a 3.86 ERA, a 3-2 record, making his 10th start of the year. Has worked 46 2/3 innings, allowing 55 hits, 20 earned runs, has 34 strikeouts and 18 walks. Opponents batting .293 against him. He will face Jose Mercado to lead off here for CUC. Mercado with a .391 average on the season. First pitch swinging, and Mercado falls it off. Last time out for Josh Ward came 11 days ago on April 12th. He threw 7 2/3 innings against Wheaton, allowing 6 hits, 5 earned runs. He walked 5 and struck out 7, a game that North Park won 12-8. As this one's lined into center field, and the leadoff man is aboard for the Cougars. With one on now and nobody out, that'll bring up Braden Benavides, the Cougars' second baseman.
The second baseman, number 20, Braden Benavides.
Benavides hitting .308 on the season for CUC. Leadoff man on for the Cougars here in the first. Launschlager had a clean top half of inning number 1. First pitch, fastball misses just inside, 1-0. CUC had a very good offensive day yesterday against Dominican, putting up what were football-like numbers in game 1. The 1-0 pitch to Benavides is popped foul straight back off the netting. CUC batting order goes Mercado, Benavides, Van Duzer, 1 through 3. Mariotti, Brandon, Tyrell, 4 through 6. Kaye, Rodriguez, Fouth, 7 through 9. One ball, one strike to count here to Benavides. And they'll take a quick look at Mercado at first. Mercado is 33 for 34 in stolen base attempts on the season. Ranking near the top leaders in the country as he did last year for CUC. Long pause here, and Benavides wants time. CUC put up 26 runs in Game 1 yesterday against Dominican, 16 in Game 2. They batted .510 as a whole in the 2 games, recording 43 hits in the doubleheader. The pitch, Swan, and foul tipped into the catcher's mitts. Stanovich behind the dish. Now 1-2. CUC had 4 more homers in the doubleheader yesterday, bringing their total to 38. Again, another stat that ranks in the top 5 in the country. The pitch misses down. Mercado off on the play. He will slide and get thrown out. He got tagged on the back leg. Stosky's livid about the call. Mercado's still standing on second. He thought he was safe. Bill Lapina on the bases here for today's game. I didn't even think it was close over at second base. Mercado got a great jump. Stosky still arguing with Lapina over at first. Stosky still having a conversation with Lapina over at first. And Stosky, don't think he got the answer he wanted, but everybody giving a Bronx cheer after he just gave a full mouthful. 2-2 the count here to Benavides as we get back underway. Just the second time this season that Mercado's got thrown out. 2-2 pitch misses down, and the count runs full to Benavides. Stosky getting the CUC dugout fired up in a hurry. 3 balls, 2 strikes to count. Kick and the pitch. Swan and grounded towards third, and misplayed by the third baseman, Woolbright. And an error will put a runner on for CUC with 1 out. So with 1 out and 1 on now, that'll bring up Brian Van Duzer, the Cougar third baseman.
Batting third, the third baseman, number 9, Brian Van Duzer.
Batter now, Van Duzer on the season, a .392 hitter, tops in the CUC lineup. Ranks second on the team with 41 RBIs on the year. First pitch, breaking ball, misses just in for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to count. Van Duzer has 18 extra base hits to his credit on the year, as that one's check swung foul straight back. One ball, one strike to count. Ward getting a sign and kicks the pitch. Swan lined into left, and that'll be down for a base hit. Van Duzer continues to swing the bat well, and the Cougars will have runners at first and second with 1 out. Batter now will be Brody Mariotti, the Cougar first baseman.
Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 8, Brody Mariotti.
Mariotti on the season for CUC, a .346 hitter in his sophomore campaign. Has 36 RBIs, a team-high 10 home runs. Chance for the Cougars to strike first here in inning number 1. First pitch, breaking ball, hits Mariotti, and the bases will be loaded. Breaking ball slipped out of the hands of Ward, and the Cougars have trouble brewing here in the bottom of the first. Batter now will be Connor Brandon.
The left fielder, number 32, Connor Brandon.
Brandon had a huge day yesterday. Had a no-doubt home run off the left field foul pole in Game 2 against Dominican. He also had a team-high 9 RBIs in the doubleheader. Now leads the team with 43 on the year. As a first pitch fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. On the season for Brandon with the bases loaded, he is 4 for 9, hitting .444. With runners in scoring position, he's hitting nearly the same number. He's 12 of 51. Right man at the plate here, bases loaded. CUC has outscored their opponents this season 44-14 in the first inning. Striking first is what this team loves to do, and they'll do that right here. Brandon with a single into left. 1 run is in. Van Duzer's going to get waved around. Throw will get cut off, and it's 2-0 CUC here in the first. 2-0 Cougars as Connor Brandon adds RBIs 44 and 45 to his total on the year. And the batter will be Keegan Tyrell. Tyrell has continued to swing a hot bat, batting .471 last week for CUC in 6 games. That's the 17th time this season the Cougars have scored in the first inning. They are 16-0 during those contests. First and second here, 2 runs in. Still only 1 out in the inning as the first pitch is called strike on the outside corner. No balls, 1 strike, the count. Pitch misses up and in. Now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count to Tyrell, a .284 hitter on the season. Mariotti at second, the pitch. Swung and popped into foul ground, and it will drift out of play. Count now 1-2. Wind blowing in from right field here in today's game. 5-10. It definitely, with the short porch and right, you could get it out if you hit it well. Blue skies overhead. Game time temperature was in the low 60s. CUC set to head to North Central for tomorrow's contest against the Cardinals. The pitch. Swung and hit well to left center. Back at the warning track, it will be caught by the center fielder, Cantu, and there's 2 away in the inning.
Batting 7th, the designated
With 2 outs now and 2 on, the batter will be Mateo Kaye, the designated hitter. Kaye, a .457 hitter on the season, tops in the CUC lineup, making his 22nd start of the year. Has 20 RBIs to his credit to go along with 32 hits. Mariotti still at second, Brandon at first. First pitch, breaking ball lined into center field. Mariotti will get waved around third. He will come in and try to score. Brandon going to third, and he will be out on the play. They will say the run scored before Brandon got thrown out. And that will do it for the Cougars in the first. In the inning for CUC, they pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. They leave 1. Your score after 1 inning of play here in River Forest: Cougars 3, Vikings nothing.
in the inning for the Cougars, 3
Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Selner. Glad you could join us here. It'll be Ranko Stevanovic, the batter, now the catcher. Junior hitting .412 on the year for the Vikings. So we play on into the top of the second. Cougars getting 3 runs on 4 hits in the bottom half of inning number 1 as pitch number 1 of the inning is fouled off for strike 1.
Who's got Twitter going?
No balls, 1 strike to count here from Laudenschlager. As that one's a called strike on the outside corner. Quickly 0-2. Laudenschlager had a 1.29 ERA and a 1-0 record in 3 appearances, making 1 start last season for CUC as a freshman. 0-2 pitch is Swan and foul tipped. Rodriguez wore that one tough. Count remains 0-2. CUC will head to North Central tomorrow for non-conference play. They then will return to NACC play on Saturday, a big chance for CUC. They can lock up the number 1 seed in the tournament on Saturday. Depending results with Benedictine, they can actually clinch the conference on Saturday with a sweep of Aurora and a Benedictine loss. As the 0-2 misses well outside. That's saying something, a team that can clinch the conference with still 4 games to play. So that opportunity comes on Saturday. 1-2 the count here and the pitch. Big curveball is swung on and missed. And that's the first strikeout of the day for Laudenschlager. 1 away here in the second.
Batting 5th, the designated hitter, number 20.
Batter now will be the designated hitter, number 28, Anthony DiNardo. The senior hitting .461 for the Vikings, making his 20th start of the year. First pitch from Laudenschlager is lifted to right. Down the right field line, Mariotti tracking, and it will push foul and out of play. No balls, 1 strike to count. The 0-1 pitch, Swan and lined up the middle, a base hit. So 1 out base runner here for the Vikings, their first hit of the day. And they'll bring up Brandon Davis, the left fielder.
Batting 6th, the left fielder, number 14, Brandon Davis.
Davis, a .319 hitter on the season for North Park, making his 19th start of the year. On the base is North Park, 52 of 69 in stolen base attempts on the season. First pitch swinging, and it's lifted to right. Playable for Fouth in fair ground, who will make the catch, and there's 2 away. With 2 outs now, that will bring up Justin Woolbright, the third baseman. The junior hitting .315 on the season for North Park, making his 17th start. Has 7 extra base hits and 11 RBIs to his credit. 2 outs here, North Park, half of inning number 2. Woolbright on the season, a .300 hitter, 6 for 20 with 2 outs. First pitch, breaking ball, misses downstairs from Laudenschlager, 1-0. CUC did not take batting practice before today's game after getting back so late last night. Long 10-plus hour day for them yesterday. As this one's grounded left side, Van Duzer will go the short way to second, and that will do it for the Vikings in the second. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1. Your score through 1.5 here in River Forest. Cougars 3, Vikings nothing. Back here in River Forest once again. Glad you could join us here. It will be 8-9-1 due up for the Cougars as we play on into the bottom of the second. It'll be Justin Rodriguez, the senior catcher, to lead off. Rodriguez, a .302 hitter on the season for CUC, making his 18th start. Has 8 RBIs and 2 doubles to his credit. Cougars picking up 3 runs on 4 hits in the first as they continue to abuse opponent pitching in first innings. One ball, no strikes, the count, the pitch. Swan and popped foul, straight back for strike one. Now 1-1 the count. Rodriguez, foulth and top of the order due up for CUC. Pitch to Rodriguez is fouled off the netting. Count now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Kick and the pitch. Swan and grounded softly up the middle. Glove by the shortstop. Throw across, not in time. And it'll be an infield single. Nice play up the middle there by Reinhardt. It was slow enough and just perfectly placed up the middle of the diamond that they weren't able to get Rodriguez. The batter now will be Matt Fouth, the right fielder. Fouth, the senior for CUC, hitting .289, has been hitting better than what his average dictates. Had a homer in yesterday's doubleheader, 15 RBIs on the year. Leadoff man aboard for the Cougars in the second straight inning. First pitch misses down to Fouth for a ball. CUC is 21-0 when scoring first this season. Both their losses have come when the opponents strike first. 1-0 pitch to Fouth is a fastball in there for a called strike. One ball, 1 strike, the count. There is action. A right-hander getting ready down in the Viking bullpen as a breaking ball misses high and tight. Two balls, 1 strike, the count here to Fouth. The pitch. Swan and grounded towards second. Could be 2. Flip to Reinhardt. Throw across is in time. 4-6-3 double play, and there's 2 outs in the inning. It was struck well, but right at Balish at second. With 2 outs now, they'll bring up the top of the order in Jose Mercado.
Shortstop number 1, Jose Mercado.
So with 2 outs now, that will bring up Jose Mercado, the shortstop. Mercado singled on a soft line drive to center field and was thrown out trying to steal second in the first inning. 1-0 the count to him here. Mercado this season a .235 hitter with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch to him here is lined back up the middle for a base hit, and the Cougars will have a 2-out base runner. With Mercado aboard with his second hit of the ball game in as many innings, the batter will be Braden Benavidez, the second baseman. Benavidez reached on an error by Woolbright his first time up. Pitch is a called strike on the outside quarter to Benavidez. Benavidez, a .308 hitter on the season coming into today's doubleheader with 30 RBIs in his freshman campaign. As we'll take a quick look at Mercado. No balls, 1 strike, the count. Out of play. Count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, the count to Benavides. See if they want to put Mercado in motion. Even though he has already gotten thrown out today on a close play at second base. Kick the pitch. Outside, it was a pitch out, in and out of the glove of Stevanovic behind the plate. That'll be a pass ball, putting a runner in scoring position for the Cougars here with 2 away. Benavides, a .364 hitter with runners in scoring position on the air. Chance for the Cougars to add on to their 3-0 lead here. 1-2 the count. Kick and the 1-2 pitch. Swan and foul tipped into the mitt of Stevanovic behind the plate, and that will do it for the Cougars in the second. In the inning, CUC gets no runs on 2 hits. They leave 1. Your score through 2 here in River Forest. Cougars 3, Vikings nothing. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Selner. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Doc Ryan's. Doc Ryan's on Madison Street, always there for all your Cougar postgame needs. It will be the top of the third, 8-9-1 due up for North Park. Trailing 3-0. First pitch from Lunschlager is down for ball 1. Balish on the season, a .279 hitter in his senior campaign, making his 13th start of the year. As the count moves to 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes to count here in the top of the third. As that one misses outside, now 3-0 from Lunschlager. 3 balls, no strikes to count. Kick in the 3-0. Misses down 4, and 4 straight balls will put the leadoff runner aboard here for the Vikings in the third. That'll bring up Nico Buck, the right fielder.
The right fielder, number 5, Nico Buck.
Buck, a .233 hitter on the season, making his 28th start here for North Park. Leadoff man aboard here for the first time in the ballgame for the Vikings. First pitch is a called strike on the outside corner as Buck showed bunt. No balls, 1 strike to count. Buck with 5 sacrifice bunts on the season for North Park. As he shows bunt, lays down 1 in front of home plate. Rodriguez only played a first, will be into the line. Runner safe on the play. Runners at first and second here now for the Vikings. That throw into the runner from Rodriguez. Runners at first and second now. Everybody looks to be all right. Mariotti's not going to give way. It's a big boy over there at first. Buck giving up quite a few pounds and a few inches. It'll turn it over to the top of the lineup and be Jared Cantu, the center fielder. First two have reached here for the Vikings in the third. Cantu flew out to left center in his last time up. First pitch, breaking ball, misses up and in as Cantu showed bunt. Two on here, nobody out in the third. Corners up for CUC. Kick and the 1-0. Bunted third base side, a good one. There's going to be no chance to get Cantu, and the bases are loaded for the Vikings here in the third. A perfect bunt single for Cantu. And that'll bring up Jake Reinhardt, the shortstop. A walk, an error, and a single have loaded the bases here for the Vikings. Batter now is Jake Reinhardt, the shortstop. He is 0 for 1. He lined out to second his first time up. Reinhardt on the season with the bases loaded is 1 for 5. On the season, he is a .417 hitter with runners in scoring position. First pitch, breaking ball, a called strike from Laudenschlager. Middle's at double play depth, corners up for CUC. They'll gladly trade a run for 2 outs here. Oh, 1 pitch. Breaking ball, this time misses upstairs. Now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Laudenschlager kicks and deals. Swan and lined into center field. Tyrell on the run is unable to come up with it. 1 run is in. A second run is getting waved home. Here comes the relay to the plate, and they got him. Great relay there from Tyrell to Mercado to cut down the runner at home. 1 run does score on the play, but a big first out in the inning. One out now in the inning, and the batter will be Cullen Gilbertson, the first baseman.
First baseman number 30, Connor Gilbertson.
First pitch is outside for ball 1. One out in the inning. Runners at first and second here for the Vikings. Kick and the 1-0 is a called strike on the outside corner. Now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Gilbertson lined out to left his first time up. 1-1 pitch is pop fouling out of play on the third base side. Gilbertson on the season a .275 hitter, 11 for 40 with runners in scoring position. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning. And Gilbertson wants time. 1-2 the count. Inside move to check on the runner at second is not in time. Cantu at second, Reinhardt at first. Launschlager gets his sign now, readies. Kicks and the pitch. Down and away. Now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Launschlager with the long look in, now readies. Kicks and the 2-2. Swan and missed. He chased one down in the dirt. Second strikeout of the day for Launschlager, and there's 2 outs in the inning. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up the catcher, number 35, Ranko Stevanovic. Stevanovic 0 for 1. He struck out to lead off the second inning. Launschlager trying to keep the damage just 1 here in the third. First pitch breaking ball is in there for a called strike. Stevanovic, a .417 hitter with runners in scoring position this season. Benavides shifted up the middle here for Stevanovic. Stevanovic leads this team with 25 RBIs on the year. No balls, 1 strike the count. Launschlager readies and the pitch. Curveball misses just down and in. Now 1-1. Anthony DiNardo would be next if Stevanovic can reach. The pitch. Swan and lifted into shallow right. Long run for Fouth, who is unable to come up with the catch on the slide. He had to come a long way. I'm not sure where Benavides was on the play. Run able to come in and score for the Vikings, and it's 3-2. So an RBI for Stevanovic. Now a 3-2 ball game. Batter now will be Anthony DiNardo. DiNardo is 1 for 1. He singled to center his first time up. First pitch offering is down and in on a breaking ball. One ball, no strikes to count. Runners at the corners here. 2 runs in the inning. Kick and the pitch. This one hit well to left center. Back at the track, and it's off the base of the wall. 1 run is in. A second run's going to come in, and they're going to hold a runner at third. They got him. Picked off. No, he's able to get in just safe. It was close over at third, but it's a 3-3 game now here in River Forest. So a double off the wall, and we're going to have time called by head coach Mike Stosky. Three runs in the inning here for North Park on 4 hits. 1 CUC error. 2 of the 3 runs thus far are unearned. And Stosky is going to go have a word now with Bill Lapina in the field. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sunner. Glad you could join us here. Stosky now having words with Lapina. I believe he was asking if Lapina would ask his partner, Terry Bird, behind the plate for help. Bird had a perfect angle. You thought the runner, it was close over at third. But Lapina won't budge. Bird was walking out. I don't know if the call would get changed. Stosky's still standing out there. 3 runs in the inning regardless here for North Park. I don't know why Lapina wouldn't just go ask for help. You'd please Stosky. You don't even have to change the call. It's the second time today Lapina and Stosky have had a long, extended conversation. And Bird even shrugged his shoulders behind home plate when Stosky asked him. So Lapina standing steady with his call, unwilling to ask for help.
The batter is the left fielder, number 14, Brandon Davis.
So the batter now will be Brandon Davis. 8th batter to come to the plate here in the inning for the Vikings. 3-3 your score. Davis 0 for 1. He flew out to right as the first pitch is down and away. Three runs in the inning. 2 of them have been earned. One of them have been earned against Lauenschlager. Kick and the 1-0 is a called strike on the inside corner. Now 1-1. 2 in scoring position here for Davis. On the season, Davis a .400 hitter with runners in scoring position. He's 12 for 30. As this breaking ball is hit well into center field. Going back on it is Tyrell, and he will make the catch on the warning track for out number 3. In the inning for the Vikings, they pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2. Your new score after 2.5 here in River Forest. Vikings 3, Cougars 3. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sunner. Glad you could join us here. Going to the bottom of the third, it will be Brian Van Duzer to lead off for the Cougars. It'll be 3-4-5 due up for CUC in the inning, trying to answer after the Vikings put up 3 runs in the top half of the third. Van Duzer 1 for 1 here. He singled on a line drive to left back in the first. As the first pitch misses down for a ball, 1-0. CUC trying to get the leadoff man aboard for the third straight inning. 1-0 the count here. As the pitch misses upstairs, the Van Duzer now 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to count. Kick and the pitch is a called strike, just catching the outside corner. Now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count here to Van Duzer. The pitch is outside. Now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. The count. Playing here in the bottom of the third. 3-1 pitch is swung and missed. Van Duzer might have swung at ball 4. Count now full at 3-2. CUC in a stretch where they play 4 games in 3 days. Took 2 against Dominican yesterday. Play 1 today and 1 tomorrow. The payoff pitch is swung and missed as Van Duzer was late on a fastball. And there's 1 away in the Cougar third. Batter now is Brody Mariotti, the Cougar first baseman. Mariotti was hit by a pitch back in the first. CUC was able to play 3 runs on 4 hits in the opening frame. Stranded 1 last inning. First pitch breaking ball is just inside. Mariotti, a .346 hitter on the season for CUC. It's been in a home run race with Connor Brandon this season, as that one's a called strike. Brandon right behind him now with 8 homers on the year. Mariotti with 10. Mariotti got walked 5 times in yesterday's doubleheader, as that one runs inside. He's been walked a team as a total of 15 times, which ranks 4th on the team. Kick in, the pitch down and away. Now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count. Kick in, the pitch. Swan and grounded up the middle. Gloved by Reinhardt. Throw across is in time. A nice play there by the shortstop for North Park. And there's 2 outs in the Cougar inning. With 2 outs now, that brings up the left fielder, number 32, Connor Brandon. With 2 outs, the first pitch runs high for ball 1. Brandon added to his team-leading RBI total now with 45 on the season. He had a single to left that scored 2 back in inning number 1. As this one swung and popped foul out of play for strike 1. Now 1-1 the count. One ball, 1 strike the count here to Brandon. The pitch is check swung at by Brandon. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Ward gets his sign now ready as that one swung on and fouled straight back. One ball, 2 strikes again here to Brandon. Ward kicks the pitch. Swung and missed. He changed speeds on him there. And that will do it for the Cougars in the third. In the inning, the Cougars go down in order. Your score after 3, Cougars 3, Vikings 3.
batter leads off.
Back here in River Forest once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here.
Number 6, Justin.
It'll be 7-8-9 due up for the Vikings here as we play on into the top of the fourth. Justin Woolbright to lead off. He grounded into a fielder's choice to third in second inning. 3-3 your score here in River Forest as we go to the top of the fourth. First pitch from Launschlager is lined into left. Brandon will make the catch, and there's one away. One pitch, one out in the top of the fourth. With one out now, that'll bring up the second baseman, Kyle Balish. Balish walked on 4 pitches last inning. Launschlager's now worked 3 1/3 innings, thrown 45 pitches, allowed 5 hits and 1 earned run, as that one's a called strike. Has walked 1 and struck out 2. Kick and the 0-1. Bunted, foul. No balls, 2 strikes to count here to Balish. Balish on the season, a .279 hitter for the Vikings. Kick and the pitch. Runs upstairs with a heater. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Kick and the pitch. Just misses off the outside corner. Good spot there. Now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Kick and the pitch. Swan and hit into shallow left. Long run and calling for it is Brandon, who will make the catch on the run, and there's 2 away. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Nico Buck, the right fielder. Buck reached on a throwing error, did lay down a good sack bunt in the third. He then later scored in the inning. Launschlager trying to settle in after giving up 3 runs last inning, though only 1 of those were earned, as that one's bunted third base side, barehanded by Van Duzer. Throw on the run, nice play. And that will do it for the Vikings in the fourth. In the inning, they go out in order. Your score remains after 3.5. Cougars 3, Vikings 3.
3.5. Game still tied at 3.
Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. New pitcher on for the Vikings as we head to the bottom of the fourth. It will be junior right-hander Matt Pitzer on to throw. He will face the middle part of the CUC lineup. Keegan Tyrell to lead off. Tyrell is 0 for 1, flew out to deep center his first time up. As the first pitch, fastball misses high and away for ball 1. Pitzer on the season for the Vikings has a 10.8 ERA, an 0-1 record, making his 5th appearance. This one skied into left center, holding it in the park, and it will be caught in deep left. Second time Tyrell has flown out to deep in the outfield here in River Forest today.
Designated hitter number 16, Mateo Kaye.
With one out now, that'll bring up Mateo Kaye. He had an RBI single back in the first. But continuing setting up the new pitcher, Pitzer, making his 5th appearance of the season, has thrown 11 2/3 innings, has allowed 18 hits, 14 earned runs, as this one's grounded first base side, fielded by the first baseman, Gilbertson, and there's quickly 2 away. Opponent's batting .346 against Pitzer on the season.
Catcher number 25, Justin Rodriguez.
With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Justin Rodriguez, the catcher. Rodriguez reached on an infield single up the middle in the second inning. First pitch swinging, and this one's hit into left. Playable for the left fielder, Brandon Davis, who will make the catch. And that's a quick 1-2-3 inning for Pitzer and the Vikings in the 4th. In the inning, CUC goes down in order. Your score remains after 4. Cougars 3, Vikings 3. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sumner. Glad you could join us here. Going to the top of the 5th. It'll be the top of the order due up here for the Vikings against Laudenschlager. It'll be Jared Cantu, the sophomore, to lead off.
Number 4, Jared Cantu.
Cantu is 1 for 2 here in game 1. He flew out to left in the first and then reached on a bunt single back in the third. First offering from Laudenschlager is a breaking ball that misses for ball 1. Wind has shifted a little bit. It's blowing in here kind of across the board in River Forest today. 1-0 pitch. He changed speeds on him there as Cantu's way out in front of that one. Now 1-1. We'll see how deep they let Laudenschlager go into this ball game today. Kick and the 1-1. Curveball called strike on the inside corner. Now 1-2. Kick and the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball hooked foul down the left field line. And we'll do it again at 1-2. If Laudenschlager can get through this inning, this will match a career high in innings pitched. When he went 5 innings against Lakeland back on the 24th of April of last year, as that one misses high. Almost a year to the day. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Kick and the pitch. Swan and grounded towards third. Fielded on a big hop by Van Duzer. Throw across is in plenty of time, and leadoff man is retired in the 5th.
The shortstop, number 3, Jake Reinhardt.
With 1 out now, that'll bring up the shortstop, Jake Reinhardt. Reinhardt is 1 for 2. He lined out in the first and then singled to center and drove home a run in the third. First pitch offering is swung on and missed for strike one. One out here in the top of the fifth of a 3-3 ball game. As that one misses just down. It was close. Now 1-1. One ball, one strike to count. Here to Reinhardt. 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball that goes behind the hitter. No harm, no foul. It's just ball two. Reinhardt on the season is a .358 hitter with the bases empty. 2-1 pitch. Ran inside, and the count runs to 3-1. Three balls, one strike to count. Kick and the pitch. Ran inside. Second walk of the day from Laudenschlager. Puts a one-out base runner on for the Vikings in the fifth.
First baseman number 30, Cullen Gilbertson.
That'll bring up the first baseman, Cullen Gilbertson. He is 0 for 2 on the day. He flew out to left in the first and then struck out on a pitch in the dirt in the third. One on, one away. First offering is a called strike. No balls, one strike to count. See if they want to put Reinhardt in motion here with one away. He's 6 for 10 in stolen base attempts on the air. Pitch well outside. Now 1-1. One ball, one strike to count. Laudenschlager readies the 1-1. Swan and fouled straight back, and the count moves to 1-2. One ball, two strikes to count. One away here in the top of the fifth. One ball, two strikes. Kick and the pitch. Down in the dirt, good block by Rodriguez there. Now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Laudenschlager ready as the 2-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, and it got past Rodriguez. Runner will advance to second on the play. It was a sharp curveball that bounced in the dirt. It was a tough play. Count now full. Now with a runner in scoring position for the Vikings. Trying to take the lead for the first time today. Here in the top of the fifth. Kick and the 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Big pitch there from Laudenschlager. Second time Gilbertson has gone down on strikes today. 2 outs in the inning now, and then I'll bring up the catcher, Ranko Stevanovic.
The catcher, number 35, Ranko Stevanovic.
Stevanovic is 1 for 2. He struck out on a curveball in the second and singled to shallow right field in the third. Reinhardt, the runner at second, here with 2 away. First pitch curveball is a called strike. Stevanovic, a .417 hitter, 20 for 48 with runners in scoring position. Lunschlager ready is the 0-1. Curveball, grounded left side, unable to be gloved by Mercado. He knocked it down enough. A run is going to come in to score, and the Vikings take a 4-3 lead. If Mercado makes the play, I don't think they throw out Stevanovic anyway, but he would have kept the runner at the corner at third. But the Vikings take the lead here for the first time today. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Anthony DiNardo. DiNardo 2 for 2. He singled to center in the second and then doubled off the left center field wall in the third. Already the third time that they've seen Lunschlager. Runner goes around to second is in plenty of time. 2-4 caught stealing, and that will end the Viking half of the fifth. In the inning, they pick up 1 run on 1 hit. They leave no one. Your new score after 4.5. Vikings 4, Cougars 3. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sunner. Glad you could join us here. Going to the bottom of the fifth here in River Forest. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for the Cougars. Matt Fouth to lead off. Cougars trailing for the first time in the ball game. Branko Stevanovic driving home his second run of the game as they take a 4-3 lead here. 9-1-2 due up for CUC. Fouth grounded sharply into a 4-6-3 double play back in the second. First pitch breaking ball is a called strike. North Park pitching has sat down the Cougars 6 in a row. Josh Ward got the start here today for the Vikings. He went 3 innings, allowing 6 hits, 3 runs, only one of those earned, struck out 3 on 50 pitches. Pitzer's been on in relief, had a 4-pitch inning last inning. Kick the 1-1. Breaking ball off the handle of the bat will be foul and out of play. One ball, 2 strikes to count here to Fouth. CUC trying to continue their perfect 10-0 stretch at home, as this one's foul tipped into the glove of Stevanovic, and that will do it for Fouth. One away here in the Cougar half of the fifth, and it will be Jose Mercado, the batter. Mercado is 2 for 2 in today's ball game. Has singled to center twice in the first and second innings. Mercado came into today hitting .391 on the season. First pitch swinging, and this one's lined to left, and it will be caught by the left fielder Davis, and there's quickly 2 away. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Braden Benavides, the Cougars' second baseman. Benavides is 0 for 2 in today's ball game. He reached on an error and scored in the first and then struck out in the second. First pitch, fastball is a called strike. Kick, the 0-1 pitch. Swan and grounded up the middle. Reinhardt will glove it. Throw across will be in time. And that's another quick inning. CUC has gone down 9 in a row now as they go down 1-2-3 in the fifth. Your score after 5 here in River Forest. North Park 4, Cougars 3. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Thunder. Glad you could join us here. It will be 5-6-7 due up for the Vikings here in the sixth. And Anthony DiNardo to lead off. DiNardo is 2 for 2 in today's ball game with a single and a double. He'll try to lay down a bunt here, and he fouls that one off. DiNardo singled to center in the second and doubled off the left center field wall in the third. Part of a 3-run third inning for the Vikings as they tied it up. They took the lead in the fifth on a Stevanovic single through the left side. As his breaking ball is in the dirt, now 1-1. One ball, one strike to count. CUC will have the heart of their order, 3-4-5 due up in the bottom half. 1-1 pitch, breaking ball, misses just inside. Now 2-1. DiNardo on the season as a leadoff hitter is hitting .500, 5 for 10. As this one swung and popped foul and out of play. Now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. There is action down in the Cougar bullpen. This is going to be the longest career outing for Laudenschlager as that one bounces in and the count runs full at 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Kick and the 3-2 pitch. Swan and grounded towards short. Fielded by Mercado. Throw across is in time, and the leadoff man is retired in the sixth. With 1 out now, that'll bring up the left fielder, Brandon Davis.
Fielder, number 14, Brandon Davis.
Davis has flown out twice to right in the second and to center in the third. Offering is lined into right. Fouth is there, and there's quickly 2 away in the North Park sixth. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up the third baseman, Justin Woolbright. Woolbright grounded into a fielder's choice in the second and then lined out to left on a first pitch in the fourth. Launschlager trying to give his offense a chance here, trailing 1 in the sixth, as that one's a breaking ball for a called strike. Kick and the pitch. Swan and chop foul. And it's quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the sixth. Launschlager ready is the 0-2. Breaking ball ran inside and he hit him. Two outs and a runner on now. It'll bring up Kyle Balish, the second baseman.
The second baseman, number 8, Kyle Balish.
Balish walked on 4 pitches in the third and then flew out to left in the fourth. Two-out base runner here for the Vikings. First offering is Swan and hit well to left, but playable for Connor Brandon, who will make the catch, and that will be the inning for the Vikings. In the inning, they pick up no runs on 1 hit, and they leave 1. Your score, after 5.5 here in River Forest, your score, Vikings 4, Cougars 3. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. It will be Brian Van Duzer to lead off here for the Cougars as we play on into the bottom of the sixth. Van Duzer is 1 for 2. He singled in the first as he takes a first pitch strike. Kick, the 0-1 pitch is outside for a ball. Now 1-1. The 1-1 swung on and missed. He took a big rip at that one and came up empty. Now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Kick and the pitch. Swan and fought off, and we'll do it again at 1-2. Kick and the 1-2 again. Swan and missed. He chased a breaking ball off the corner. And there's one away in the Cougar sixth. With 1 out now, that'll bring up Brody Mariotti, the first baseman. Mariotti was hit by a pitch in the first and then grounded out to short in the third. First pitch to Mariotti. It's a breaking ball that's chopped foul. No balls, 1 strike, the count. Cougars trying to get something going. North Park pitching is set down 10 Cougars in a row as that one misses. CUC has not had a base runner since a Jose Mercado single back in the second. The pitch swung on and missed. Mariotti was fooled on that one. Now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Pitzer has worked 2 1/3 thus far with 2 strikeouts, has not allowed to hit. Kick and the pitch. Fastball upstairs. Couldn't get him to chase. Now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kick and the pitch. Breaking ball is spoiled foul off the handle of the bat, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes again here from Pitzer to Mariotti. Kick and the pitch. Down and away. Good hold there, and the count runs full. Three balls, 2 strikes to count here to Mariotti. The pitch. Swung on and missed. He chased a fastball up. Third strikeout for Pitzer, and there's 2 away in the Cougar 6th.
Left fielder number 32, Connor Brandon.
Batter now will be Connor Brandon, the Cougar left fielder. Brandon is 1 for 2 in today's ball game as he takes a first pitch strike. Brandon had a 2 RBI single to left in the first and then struck out on a breaking ball in the third. Kick, the 0-1 is taken down. Now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count. Kick and the pitch. Swan grounded third base side. Backhanded by Woolbright. Through a crosses in time. And the Cougars go down in order once again. Make that 12 in a row retired by North Park pitching. Your score after 6 here in River Forest. North Park 4, Cougars 3. Back here in River Forest once again. Glad you could join us here. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chicago Motor Coach. Chicago Motor Coach, always there for all your Cougar transportation needs. Cougar Baseball also brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. It will be 9-1-2 due up here in the 7th for the Vikings. Nico Buck to lead off. First pitch is down for ball 1. Buck is 0 for 1 here in today's ball game. Reached on an error on a sacrifice bunt in the third and then was thrown out by Brian Van Duzer on a nice barehanded play on a bunt attempt in the fourth. That one called a strike, now 1-1. There is action down in the CUC bullpen. There has been for a couple innings. It is left-hander Anthony Rogers getting ready as this one's lifted foul and out of play down the left field line. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Longest career outing here for Cade Launschlager today. Has pitched well, as that one's just off the outside corner, now 2-2. Launschlager in 6+ innings of work has allowed 2 earned runs on 6 hits with 2 walks and 3 Ks. But finds him on the wrong side of a 4-3 game right now. Kick the 2-2. Swan and grounded towards Benavides. And it's under the glove of Benavides, and the leadoff man is aboard via an error here in the 7th. Second time Buck has reached on an error. And I'll bring up the top of the lineup for the Vikings here in the 7th.
Center fielder, number 4, Jared Cantu.
It'll be Jared Cantu, the batter now. Cantu is 1 for 3 in today's ball game. Flew out in the first, singled in the third, and grounded out to third in the 5th. First pitch, bunt shown and pulled back as a fastball misses high. North Park's shown they're going to play a lot of small ball here today. Would expect a sacrifice attempt here. Cantu's bunt single in the third was meant to be a sacrifice, but it was so perfectly placed he was able to beat it out. Bunt shown, and this one's on the first base side. Tough play for Launschlager. Flips it over, not in time. Second bunt single of the game for Cantu. And the first 2 are able to reach in the Viking 7th. With 2 on and nobody out, that'll bring up Jake Reinhardt, the shortstop.
Shortstop, number 3, Jake Reinhardt.
Reinhardt is 1 for 2 in today's ball game. He lined out in the first, singled home run in the third, and was walked in the 5th. Another bunting situation here as the Vikings try to get 2 into scoring position. It's been eerily quiet on the CUC side here for quite some time. First pitch showing bunt and pulling back as a fastball misses high for ball 1. And head coach Mike Stosky wants to call time, and we're going to have a new pitcher. New pitcher coming in for CUC in the 7th. We'll take a break and get you set up with the new arm in just a few moments. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. Back here in River Forest. New pitcher on for CUC here in the top of the 7th is Anthony Rogers. He comes into a 2-on, nobody out situation. 1-0 the count on the hitter. First pitch from Rogers is bunted at, and the play will go to third, and CUC is able to get the lead out. A big out there for the Cougars on a failed sacrifice bunt by Reinhardt. So with runners at first and second and 1 out now, that'll bring up Cullen Gilbertson.
First baseman number 30, Cullen Gilbertson.
1 away here in the Viking half. First pitch from Rogers is popped up on the infield. That's an infield fly in effect, and it'll be caught by Van Duzer. 2 outs in the inning now. Rogers trying to keep this a 1-run game. With 2 outs now, they'll bring up Ranko Stevanovic. He delivered the go-ahead RBI in the 5th. Rogers trying to keep this a 1-run game. First pitch from Rogers is swung on and missed for strike 1. Closing the book on Launschlager, he goes 6 innings, allowing 7 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned. He's responsible for both runners right now on base. Walked 2, struck out 3 on 88 pitches. 0-1 the count here. Kick and the pitch. Swan in line, right side and through for a hit. 1 run is going to come in to score, and it's a 5-3 lead as Stevanovic delivers his 3rd RBI of the game. He hasn't hit the ball hard, but he's found the right holes in this Cougar defense today. 3 RBIs for Stevanovic, and it's 5-3 Vikings. Batter now will be the designated hitter, Anthony DiNardo. DiNardo is 2 for 3 in today's ball game with a single to center, a double off the left field wall, and he grounded out 6-3 in the 6th. First pitch from Rogers is down for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Runners at first and second with 2 away. Pitch is swung and hit into center field and deep. Tyrell tracking at the warning track, and he will catch that a step in front of the center field wall. In the inning for the Vikings, they pick up 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 2. Your new score after 6.5. Vikings 5, Cougars 3. Back here in River Forest once again. Glad you could join us here as we play on into the bottom of the 7th. A 5-3 ball game here. Vikings leading the Cougars. Batter will be Keegan Tyrell, the center fielder. It's been 9 up and 9 down for Pitzer here through 3 innings of relief work today. First pitch, a called strike. Tyrell is 0 for 2. He's flown out deep twice, once to left and once to center. This one spoiled foul, and it's quickly 0-2. Pitzer has 3 strikeouts to his credit in his 3 innings of work. No balls, 2 strikes to count here. Kick the 0-2. Breaking ball swung on and missed. He changed speeds on him there. And Tyrell is strikeout victim number 4 of the day. With 1 out now, that'll bring up Mateo Kaye, the Cougar DH. Kaye is 1 for 2. He singled home a run in the first and then grounded out back in the 4th. First pitch is a called strike. CUC trying to get anything going offensively. 0-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, and it's quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Kick and the 0-2. Breaking ball is a good one off the outside corner from Pitzer. Now 1-2. Pitzer came into today with a 10.8 ERA. He's pitched way better than that, but that one runs inside and hits Kaye. And the Cougars finally get a base runner. First base runner for CUC since the 2nd. And I'll bring up Justin Rodriguez, the catcher. See if that can spark anything in this Cougar offense here. Rodriguez was 1 for 2 in today's ball game. He reached on an infield single in the 2nd and then flew out to left in the 4th. Cougars trailing 5-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch runs inside for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to count. Pitzer readies. Kick and the pitch. Fastball on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count, 1 out in the Cougar 7th. Kick and the 1-1. Runner goes, and it is swung on and fouled off. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch well up high. Two and two the count here to Rodriguez. Kaye with a short lead over at first. Kick and the pitch. Swan and lifted into shallow center. Long run. Catch is made. Throw will not be made to first. 2 outs now in the Cougar half as Cantu made the catch. And it'll bring up Matt Fouth, the right fielder.
Right fielder, number 7, Matt Fouth.
Fouth is 0 for 2 in today's ball game. Grounded into a double play in the 2nd and struck out in the 5th. They'll take a quick check on Kai over at first. Cougars will have top of the order due up next. Trying to cut into a 2-run deficit here in the bottom of the 7th. Oh, pitch is down and away to Fouth for ball 1. Fouth hit his 3rd homer of the year yesterday in Game 1 against Dominican. Kick the 1-0. Ran inside and caught him on the ribs. And they'll put 2 on for CUC now. Second hit batter of the inning. And that'll turn the lineup over the top in Jose Mercado. Right man up for CUC. He has 2 of the Cougars' 6 hits on the day. Mercado singled in the 1st and 2nd innings and then lined out to left in the 5th. Kaye at 2nd, Fouth at 1st, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Here, a little life in the Cougar dugout here. First pitch is called strike on Mercado. Kaye with good speed at 2nd, with 2 outs, should be able to score on a single. Outfield is deep here for North Park with 2 outs. Pitcher kicks the 0-1 off the outside corner. Good take there, now 1-1. If Mercado can reach, Benavidez would be next. One ball, 1 strike the count. The pitch. Swan and lifted in foul ground, and it will reach out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now on Mercado. Big batter in this ball game here as pitchers trying to protect a 2-run lead. Pitcher gets his sign from Stevanovic. Readies and kicks the 1-2. Swan grounded off of Pitzer. They'll go to short way to 2nd, and that will do it for the Cougars in the inning. In the inning, CUC is unable to pick up a run. They strand 2, your score after 7. Vikings 5, Cougars 3. Yep. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sunner. Glad you could join us here. Going to the 8th here in River Forest, Anthony Rogers on once again for the Cougars. It will be Brandon Davis to lead off. 6-7-8 due up for the Vikings here in the 8th. First pitch in there for a called strike. On the season, Rogers has a 1.5 ERA, making his 7th appearance. Has thrown 6 innings, allowing 5 hits, 1 run with 1 walk and 7 Ks. Opponents batting .217 against him. 1 ball, 1 strike the count from Rogers. Kick the 1-1. Swan and missed. He blew fastball right by him. Now 1-2. CUC scored the first 3 runs of this ball game. Vikings answered with 3 of their own in the third. Took the lead in the 5th on a Stevanovic single as that one's fouled off. They added 1 more in the 7th as Stevanovic struck again with a single through the right side. 5-3 here in the 8th. Kick and the pitch. Swan and grounded to Benavidez at second. Fielded on a big hop. Throw over is in plenty of time, and there's 1 away. With 1 out now, that will bring up the third baseman, Justin Woolbright. Woolbright is 0 for 2 in today's ball game. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd. Lined out to left in the 4th, and then was hit by a pitch in the 6th. First pitch from Rogers is swung on and missed. CUC will play another CCI opponent tomorrow in North Central. That's scheduled for a 3 p.m. start in Naperville. 0-1 pitch is high and away. Now 1-1. Next action for North Park will be on Wednesday, so tomorrow. They head to Carroll for a CCIW contest starting at 6 p.m. As a big curveball is in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count from Rogers. Rogers readies the 1-2 pitch. Swan and missed. He got him to chase a fastball up and out of zone. 2 outs in the North Park 8th, and that'll bring up Kyle Balish, the second baseman.
Second baseman number 8, Kyle Balish.
Balish is 0 for 2 in today's ball game. Has flown out to left twice, and he walked on 4 pitches back in the 3rd. First pitch is a called strike from Rogers. Cougars will have 2-3-4 due up in the 8th. Rogers trying to get them there, trailing by 2. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, called strike. CUC might got a little bit of a gift there. 0-2 the count. Stick around after the game. We'll talk to head coach Mike Stosky and get his thoughts on today's contest. 0-2 pitch. Swan and missed. And that will do it for the Vikings in the 8th. In the inning, they go down in order with 2 strikeouts. Your score remains after 7.5. Vikings 5, Cougars 3. Back here in River Forest once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. It's a 5-3 game as we head to the bottom of the 8th. CUC with 2-3-4 due up. Benavidez to lead off. Benavidez is 0 for 3 on the day. Reached on an error in the first, struck out in the second, and grounded out to short in the fifth. First pitch breaker misses. CUC finally was able to break through. They were actually hit by a pitch twice in the seventh, after pitcher was able to sit down 10 in a row. This one swung and fouled straight back, now 1-1. One ball, one strike to count. Benavidez, a .423 hitter as a leadoff batter of the season. 1-1 pitch is down and away, now 2-1. CUC has gotten themselves out quite a bit on that slider pitch from Pitzer. They've chased it off that outside corner quite a bit. Pitzer with 4 strikeouts on the day, as this one's lined sharply foul on the third base side. Count now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes from Pitzer to Benavidez. Kick and the pitch. Ran inside and hit him on the helmet. That's the third hit batter for Pitzer in this ballgame. Benavidez a little slow walking down to first. They're going to go check on him. He looks to be all right. And we're going to have a pitching change as well. We'll take a break, get you set up with a new arm for the Vikings in just a few moments. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Selner. New pitcher on for the Vikings is Ethan Sund. The right-hander, the top reliever for this Vikings team, has a 1.17 ERA, a 4-1 record on the year, making his 11th appearance. Has 2 saves to his credit, has worked 30 2/3 innings, allowing just 20 hits, has 31 strikeouts. Opponents batting just 185 against him. He'll face Brian Van Duzer with a runner on here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch runs up high for a ball. Van Duzer is 1 for 3 in today's game. He singled on a line drive to left in the first, then struck out in the third and in the 6th. Cougars trailing 5-3. As the 1-0 pitch misses high, now 2-0. They're asking Sun to pick up a 6-out save. There is a righty down in the bullpen here for the Vikings. 2 balls, no strikes to count to Van Duzer. The pitch upstairs, and it's quickly 3-0. Sun came in to today with a sub-1 whip, which is astronomical. Has just 9 walks to his credit all year. The 3-0 pitch is outside, ball 4. So Van Duzer draws a 4-pitch walk, and the Cougars are in business here in the 8th. Batter now is Brody Mariotti, the first baseman. First and second, nobody out.
Number 8, Brody Mariotti.
Mariotti is 0 for 2. Grounded out in the 3rd and struck out in the 6th. He was hit by a pitch back in inning number 1. 2 on, nobody out. Mariotti, a 409 hitter with runners in scoring position. First pitch breaking ball misses down low. That's 5 straight balls out of the hand of Sund. Mariotti leads this team with 10 homers. Ranks 5th on the team with 8 doubles. Chance for the sophomore here. There is action down in the North Park bullpen. A right-hander getting loose. 5 straight balls out of the hand of Sund. Benavidez on second. Van Duzer at first. Kick the 1-0. Down in the dirt. That's 6 straight balls now. See if Mariotti gets the green light here if he's taking 2-0. Sund hasn't been really close to the zone at all. The 2-0 is high and away. Now 3-0. You'd assume Mariotti's taking all the way here. Cougar dugout's alive all of a sudden. Tying run at first here in the 8th. Sund kicks the 3-0. Misses outside. 8 straight balls. And the Cougars have the bases loaded with nobody out in the 8th. That brings up Connor Brandon, the left fielder. They're going to stick with Sund here. Connor Brandon, one of the hotter hitters for CUC, came into today hitting .347. Had 9 RBIs in yesterday's ball game. And CUC is going to have a pinch runner over at first. It will be Jacob Frank running for Mariotti. He represents the go-ahead run. CUC has loaded the bases here in the 8th without a swing of the bat. Benavidez was hit by a pitch, then 8 straight balls have loaded the bases. Connor Brandon is 1 for 3 in today's ball game. Had a 2 RBI single to left in the first, struck out in the 3rd, and grounded out to 3rd in the 6th.
Your attention, please. Running at first base for Mariotti, number 36, Jacob Frank.
Brandon on the season with the bases loaded is hitting .444. On the season, a .431 hitter with runners in scoring position. Van Duzer representing the tying run at second here. Nobody out in the bottom of the 8th. It's been 8 straight balls from Sund. First pitch breaking balls in the dirt. Nine straight balls. Right-hander is ready down in the bullpen for North Park. You'd assume if Brandon can reach, this would be the last hitter for Sund. 1-0 the count. If you're Brandon, do you wait for a strike? The 1-0 down in the dirt. Now 10 straight balls. A normally reliable pitcher for this team. Struggling with command. The 2-0. in there for a called strike. Brandon taking the whole way, now 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. You don't want to throw Brandon a cookie here because he'll put one on Division Street real quickly as that one misses high and in. Now 3-1. Nowhere to put him now. Bases loaded in a 3-1 count. Sun's got to come to Brandon here. Kick and the 3-1. Well outside, ball 4, and it's a 1-run ball game. And we're going to have a pitching change here for the Vikings. 5-4 game here in River Forest. We'll get you set up with the new pitcher in just a few moments. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Selner. New pitcher on for North Park. It'll be the freshman right-hander, Tyler Banks. Coming into a bases-loaded, nobody-out situation. Banks on the year has a 7.42 ERA, a 4-2 record, making his 10th appearance. 1 save to his credit. Has worked 30 1/3 innings, allowing 40 hits, 25 earned runs, has 9 walks, 19 strikeouts on the year. Opponents batting .333 against him. Batter is Keegan Tyrell. Tyrell is 0-for-3. He's flown out deep to the warning track twice in this ball game, and he struck out in the 7th. Tying run 90 feet away for the Cougars in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch swinging, and it's a ground ball through the left side. Tying runs in to score. Here comes Jacob Frank. He's going to score, and the Cougars take the lead. Six for CUC. 6-5 CUC as the Cougars take the lead here. 3 runs in, still nobody out in the inning. That ball was thrown wide and nearly went into the North Park dugout. Runners at second and third here for the Cougars. Batter is Mateo Kaye.
Number 16, Mateo Kaye.
Infield in for the Vikings. First pitch is a called strike. No balls, 1 strike the count. 3 runs in the inning for CUC, still nobody out. Pitch to Kai, swung on and missed. He changed speeds on him there, now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Brandon on third, Tyrell at second. A hit by pitch and 3 walks open the inning. Tyrell was the first CUC hitter to have to take the bat off his shoulders. The pitch, Swan, spoiled foul. Good breaking ball there. Do it again at 0-2. Kaye on the season with runners in scoring position is hitting .444. Kick and the pitch. Swan spoiled foul on a heater. That takes Cade Laudenschlager off the hook. He threw well, allowing just 2 earned runs in 6 innings. .65 Cougars lead it. 0-2 again. Down and away. Good take there. Kaye singled home a run in the first. Grounded out to first in the fourth. And was hit by a pitch in the 7th. Justin Rodriguez on deck. Kick the 1-2. Down and away. Another good take there. Now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, bottom of the 8th. Kick the 2-2. Swung on and missed as Kaye chased a breaking ball there. That was a good one out of the hands of Tyler Banks. 1 out in the inning now, and he'll bring up Justin Rodriguez, the catcher.
Catcher number 25, Justin Rodriguez.
And Stosky wants to talk to his catcher. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Doc Ryan's. Doc Ryan's on Madison Street, always there for all your Cougar post-game needs. Cougar Baseball also brought to you in part by Northwestern Mutual. Second and third, 1 out. Infield still in here for North Park. And they are going to intentionally walk Rodriguez to load the bases. That'll bring up Matt Fouth. Fouth hit a home run yesterday. In today's ball game, Fouth is 0 for 2. He grounded into a double play in the 2nd and struck out in the 5th. He was hit by a pitch in the 7th. Fouth on the season is 0 for 2 with the bases loaded. He is a 167 hitter with runners in scoring position. Chance to deliver here. First pitch, breaking ball is a called strike. No balls, 1 strike the count. Chance for the Cougars to add on important insurance runs here in the 8th. Kick and the pitch, well away. Now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike yet here to Fouth. CUC easily ran through Dominican yesterday in a dogfight here with North Park. Kick the 1-1. Swung on and fouled off in the box, and the count's now 1-2. Top of the order, due up next for CUC in Jose Mercado. One ball, 2 strikes to count here to Fouth. 3 runs in the inning for CUC to take a 6-5 lead. kick, the 1-2. Called strike 3. Good pitch on the inside corner there from Banks, and there's 2 away in the inning. 2 outs in the inning now, and that will bring up Jose Mercado. Mercado is 2 for 4 in this ball game with 2 singles, a line out to left, and a fielder's choice in the 7th. Cougars leading by 1. First pitch to Mercado, grounded third base side, gloved by Woolbright, race to the base is 1, and that will do it for the Cougars in the inning. In the inning, CUC picks up 3 runs on 1 hit. They leave them loaded. Your score after 8, Cougars 6, North Park 5. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. Jacob Frank stays in to play first for CUC. It will be a pinch hitter here for the Vikings. It'll be number 41, Brad Maurer.
A pinch hitter leads off the top of the 9th for North
Anthony Rogers trying to close this one out.
Number 41, Brad Maurer.
First pitch is swung and grounded to the middle. Glove by Mercado. Throw on the run is high and wide. And the leadoff man is aboard for the Vikings. That was a tough play for Mercado. I don't think he was going to get him anyway. Leadoff man aboard for the Vikings. And we are going to have a pinch runner now for North Park. It will be number 13, Logan Peters, the freshman. Peters making his 10th appearance of the season is 1 for 1 in stolen bases. With the leadoff man aboard, it'll bring up the top of the order for the Vikings. It'll bring up Jared Cantu.
Number 4, Jared Cantu.
Cantu has 2 hits in the ball game, both on bunts. Both were in sacrifice situations where he laid down perfect sacrifices. Tying run on for the Vikings here in the 9th. Van Duzer well up at third. No balls, no strikes to count. Rogers readies. And he steps off. New set of signs coming in from the CUC dugout. Kick, the 0-0 pitch. Shown bunt as the pitch misses down for ball 1. I would assume they're going to keep this as a bunting situation. Your runner over at first in Peters has just one stolen base attempt on the year. 1-0 pitch. Misses down and in, and it's 2-0. There is action down in the CUC bullpen. 2-0 the count here. Rogers readies and kicks the 2-0. Misses high for ball 3. Three balls, no strikes to count. Tying run at first here for the Vikings in the top of the 9th. Kick and the 3-0. Misses high and away for ball 4. First two have reached in the inning. Tying run now standing in scoring position for the Vikings, and we will have a pitching change for the Cougars. New pitcher coming on for the Cougars. We'll take a break, get you set up with the new arm in just a few moments. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. Back here in River Forest once again. New pitcher on for the Cougars is Mike Tobin, the freshman closer for CUC. Tobin with a 3.48 ERA on the season, making his 10th appearance. Has 4 saves to his credit, trying to pick up number 5 here today. Opponents batting .238 against him in 10 1/3 innings of work. Tying run at second. Reinhardt, the batter. First pitch showing bunt, and a breaking ball misses down away for ball 1. It was walks that plagued North Park last inning. 3 walks and a hit batter allowed CUC to bring home 3 runs to take the 6-5 lead. A single and a walk so far in the inning have the Vikings in business. 1-0 pitch is away for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to count. Tobin getting his sign from Rodriguez with a long look in. Now readies. Kicks the 2-0. And that's down in the dirt. Now 3-0. 7 straight balls from the CUC pitching now. Now in danger of loading the bases here in the 9th for the Vikings. Tobin readies the 3-0. Misses down for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Bases are loaded with nobody out here in the 9th. And the batter will be the first baseman, Colin Gilbertson.
First baseman number 30, Colin Gilbertson.
Gilbertson is 0 for 4 on the day. He flew out to left in the first, struck out in the 3rd and the 5th, and had an infield fly in the 7th. See if the Vikings want to get aggressive here and think safety squeeze here with nobody out. They've shown that they've wanted to play small ball today. CUC's got to throw a strike, though. Gilbertson on the season with the bases loaded is 0 for 3. On the season, a .275 hitter with runners in scoring position. First pitch is in the dirt from Tobin, 1-0. And Stosky wants to go have a word with Tobin. One ball, no strikes to count. Stosky having a word with his freshman closer. Peters at third, Cantu at second, Reinhardt at first. Nobody out here in the top of the 9th. A 1-run Cougar lead. 1-0 the count here to Gilbertson. Tobin readies the 1-0. Swan and hit well to right center. Deep enough to score 1. Fouth will make the catch. Runners will tag on the play. And it's a tie ball game. Sacrifice fly by Gilbertson makes it a 6-6 score. With 1 out now, it will bring up the catcher, Ranko Stevanovic.
Catcher number 35, Ranko Stevanovic.
Stevanovic forgot that he still had his catching shin guards on as he was coming to the plate. Runners at the corners now. Cantu at third, Reinhardt at first. Go ahead run 90 feet away here for the Vikings. CUC opened the scoring today with 3 runs in the first. Vikings then scored 5 unanswered before CUC scored 3 in the 8th. First pitch swinging, runner goes, and they will put 2 in scoring position. So a stolen base there for Reinhardt. 2 in scoring position with 1 away. Infield up for CUC. And Tobin wants a new set of signs. Stevanovic has been the one that's hurt CUC in this ball game. He's 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. The pitch outside for a ball, now 2-1. The DH, Anthony DiNardo, would be next. Two balls, 1 strike. Kick in the pitch. Breaking ball grounded towards second. Benavides' only play will be to first, and the Vikings take a 7-6 lead. RBI number 4 on the day for Stevanovic. And the Vikings have the lead. That'll bring up Anthony DiNardo, the designated hitter. And they're going to walk him. So an intentional base on balls will bring up the left fielder, Brandon Davis. Davis is 0 for 4 in today's ball game. has flown out 3 times and grounded to second. Runners at the corners here, 2 away in the inning. Reinhardt at third. DiNardo at first.
Left fielder number 14, Brandon Davis.
Pitch is a called strike at the knees. Both runs get charged to Anthony Rogers, where there was a single and a walk to open the inning. Kick the 0-1. Swung and missed a big breaking ball there. Now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Tobin trying to keep this a 1-run game. CUC will have 2-3-4 due up, same as they had last inning when they scored 3. Kick the 0-2. Outside, good stop there, Rodriguez. Now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count from Tobin. Benavides shaded up the middle for the Cougars. Kick the 1-2. Breaking ball is down, and the runner will take second base easily. CUC without an effort. DiNardo now to second with the stolen base. All that matters is the hitter here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kick and the pitch. Swan and grounded third base side, but it'll be foul. We'll do it again at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild here in the top of the 9th. Tobin with the long look in again to Rodriguez. Gets assigned the pitch. 2 twos in the dirt, and the count runs full. This is Tobin's inning. No action down in the CUC bullpen on the right field side. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kick the payoff pitch. Breaking balls in the dirt. He walked them. Bases are loaded now with 2 outs for the Vikings. And that will bring up Justin Woolbright, the third baseman.
Third baseman number 6, Justin Woolbright.
Woolbright is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the second, lined out in the 4th, was hit by a pitch in the 6th, and struck out in the 8th. Big at bat here. CUC trying to keep it a 1-run game. First pitch, breaking ball, misses down for ball 1. Three walks in the inning. 4 if you could include the intentional walk. 1-0 pitch from Tobin. Called strike on the outside corner. Now 1-1. Bases loaded, 2 away. Tobin readies the 1-1. Misses up and away. Now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike to count. Tobin with the long look in, now ready. It's a 2-1 pitch. Called strike at the knees, now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild once again here in the top of the 9th. Tobin trying to keep it a one-run game. Woolbright trying to give the Vikings some insurance. The 2-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Rodriguez, and the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Tobin has not thrown that pitch for anything near the zone. Maybe once this whole time he's been out there. Surprised they went there on 2-2. As time is called as the ball comes in from the bullpen. Big pitch here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runners will get a head start with 2 outs. And Woolbright will call time. Tobin getting the sign from Rodriguez, now sets. Kicks the payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. A big pitch there by the freshman. In the inning for the Vikings, they pick up 2 runs on 1 hit. They leave them loaded. We're going to the bottom of the 9th. Your score here in River Forest, Vikings 7, Cougars 6. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Selner. We go to the bottom of the 9th here in River Forest. It's a 7-6 lead here for the Vikings. It will be 2-3-4 duel Braden Benavides to lead off. Benavides was hit by a pitch and scored in the 8th. Other than that, he's 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch, breaking ball, misses down for ball 1. Tyler Banks, the freshman, trying to close this one out. Wind and the 1-0. Fastball is inside for ball 2. Two balls, no strikes, the count. Wind and the 2-0. Swan and lifted into left field, a base hit. It wasn't hit well, but it'll go down as a single, and the tying run is aboard for the Cougars in the 9th. Banks got in on the handle of Benavides, but he's able to muscle that one over the third baseman's head and into left. Batter now is Brian Van Duzer, the third baseman. Van Duzer is 1 for 3. He singled in the first and was walked in the 8th. First pitch coming from Banks. A fastball for a called strike. Might have been a pitch Van Duzer wanted back. 0-1 the count. There is a righty ready in the North Park bullpen if they need him this inning. 0-1 pitch. Ran high. Count evens at 1-1. Not a very clean pitch ball game on either side. 10 total walks in the ball game. 1 ball, 1 strike here in the bottom of the 9th. Kick the 1-1. Breaking ball called strike on the inside corner. Now 1-2. Van Duzer, the top hitter in this CUC lineup, coming into today at 392. Kick and the pitch. In the dirt, good hold there. It gets past the catcher. Benavidez couldn't get a read on it. He could have walked his way to second base. Count now 2-2. Two balls, two strikes to Van Duzer. Banks with the long look in, now ready. It's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He blew a fastball right by him for out number 1. With 1 out now, that'll bring up Jacob Frank, the first baseman. Frank came on as a pinch runner and then stayed in to play defense for Brody Mariotti. He comes up in a big situation here. He had 2 home runs yesterday against Dominican, a 182 hitter on the year. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it out of play. Benavidez representing the tying run here for the Cougars in the bottom of the 9th with 1 away. Frank with plenty of juice to put one out of the park. 0-1 the count here. Kick and the pitch. Called strike as that one just gets the inside corner. Cougar dugout not happy, now 0-2. Frank's got to fight here in an 0-2 hole. Kick, the 0-2 pitch. Check swung, and he went. And there's 2 away in the inning. Batter now will be Connor Brandon, the left fielder.
Left fielder number 32, Connor Brandon.
Brandon is 1 for 3 in today's ball game. He singled home 2 runs in the first and picked up his 3rd RBI of the day when he walked last inning. 2 outs in the Cougar half. First pitch ran inside and he hit him. That'll put the tying run at second base, and it'll bring up Keegan Tyrell. So Brandon now representing the winning run at first. Benavidez at second with 2 away. Keegan Tyrell, the batter. Tyrell is 1 for 4 on the day. He's flown out deep twice, struck out in the 7th, and then singled home 2 runs in the 8th. 7-6 ball game here. Mateo Kaye would be next. Tyrell on the season for CUC, a .378 hitter with runners in scoring position. See if the Cougars can come from behind yet again here today. First pitch is swung and hit well into center field, and they'll be down for a hit. Benavidez rounding second and third. He's going to score, and it's a 7-7 game here in River Forest. Tie game here as Keegan Tyrell delivers with a single to center. Winning run now standing 180 feet away, and Mateo Kaye is the batter.
Designated hitter number 16, Mateo Kaye.
Cantu had a beat on it, but it dropped just too quickly. Chance for Mateo Kaye to walk it off. First pitch swinging, ground ball is off the glove of the third baseman. Everybody is going to be safe on the play. Winning run now 90 feet away with Justin Rodriguez coming to the dish.
The catcher, number 25, Justin Rodriguez.
Batter is Justin Rodriguez. Rodriguez is 1 for 3, has been walked intentionally as he fouls the first pitch off. No balls, 1 strike the count here to Rodriguez. 208 hitter with runners in scoring position. Is 0 for 2 with the bases loaded. The pitch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Good hold there. It's one of those situations as a hitter, you could get so amped up to try to drive home this winning run and hit it so hard that you see hitters swing at that kind of stuff in the dirt when you get just a little too much adrenaline going. 1-1 count here. The pitch. Swan and pop foul out of play. Now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 7-7 game here in the bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Banks gets his sign, now readies. Kicks the 1-2. Good hold there by Rodriguez, and the count goes to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild here in the bottom of the 9th. Banks gets his sign once again. Kicks the 2-2. Breaking ball spoiled foul by Rodriguez as he stays alive. We'll do it again at 2-2. Fans on the edge of their seats here in River Forest. And what's been an exciting non-conference contest. 2-2 again. Swan and grounded towards short, fielded by Reinhardt. Long throw across is in time, and we are going to extras. In the inning for CUC, they pick up 1 run on 2 hits. They leave them loaded. We're headed to extras here in River Forest, 7-all.
We will play extra today.
New ball game here in River Forest. Once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. Going to the top of the 10th, Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. New pitcher on for CUC as we head to extra innings. It will be Zach Lidke, the freshman, making his 8th appearance of the year. Has a 6.75 ERA in 12 innings of work. Has 7 walks, 15 strikeouts. Opponents batting .346 against him. It will be a pinch hitter here for the Vikings. It'll be number 10, Richie Silva, the batter now, the sophomore.
We begin the 10th inning with a pinch batter. Hitting for the second baseman, Balish, is
Silva on the season is a 200 hitter for North Park. Silva is 1 for 2 this season as a pinch hitter. First pitch from Litke misses down for ball 1. It's been a fun one here in River Forest today as we head to extras. The 1-0 pitch. Swan grounded first base side, gloved by Frank. He'll take it himself, and the leadoff man is retired. CUC scored 3 to open up the ball game in the bottom of the first. North Park got 3 back in the top of the third. They then scored 1 in the 5th and 1 in the 7th to take a 5-3 lead. CUC answered with 3 in the bottom of the 8th to take a 6-5 lead. North Park got 2 in the top of the 9th to make it 7-6. And then CUC got 1 run in to send us to extras. 1 out in the inning now. That one's a called strike. Batter is Peters. He came on as a pinch runner who scored in the top of the 9th for the Vikings. As this one's grounded towards second, fielded by Benavides. He'll go to first, and there's quickly 2 outs. CUC will have 9-1-2 due up in the bottom half of the inning. With 2 outs now, that will bring up the top of the order in Jared Cantu. First extra inning game of the season for North Park. As that one misses down and away for ball 1. As that one ran inside, nearly hit him, now 2-0. Cantu in today's ball game has 2 hits and a walk. As he shows bunt, as that one misses outside, now 3-0. Has also been walked on 4 pitches, which came in the 9th. He later scored the then go-ahead run. Kick the 3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike. Now 3-1 as the sun continues to set here on a nice but chilly day here in River Forest. 3-1 pitch is a called strike, now 3-2. Licky trying to work a clean half of the 10th. Give his team a chance to walk it off in the bottom half. The wind and the payoff pitch. Misses just down. A 2-out walk will put a runner on now and bring up Jake Reinhardt, the shortstop.
Shortstop number 3, Jake Reinhardt.
Reinhardt has been aboard 3 times in today's ball game. Single in the 3rd, walked in the 5th, and walked in the 9th. Two outs here in the top of the 10th. First pitch breaking ball is a good one for a called strike. CUC will continue their busy stretch tomorrow when they head to Naperville to take on North Central. You can always find all the live links at cucougars.com/coverage. We'll see if they put Cantu in motion. He is 7 of 10 on the season in stolen base attempts. Licky not overly quick to the plate either. Opponents against CUC are 32 of 36 in stolen base attempts. Kick and the pitch. Ran inside. Now 1-1. CUC will have 9-1-2 due up in the bottom half of the inning. Licky trying to get us there at a 7-7 score. The pitch. called strike, and it's now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Licky getting the sign. Now readies. Kicks the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball grounded towards Benavidez. He'll field it cleanly and throw it over to Franken first, and we're through 9.5. In the inning, no runs. They leave 1. We're through 9.5. Your score remains 7-7 here in River Forest. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. We go to the bottom of the 10th. 9-1-2 due up for the Cougars. It'll be Matt Fouth to lead off. Fouth is 0 for 3 in today's ball game. Grounded into a double play in the second, struck out in the 5th, was hit by a pitch in the 7th, and struck out in the 8th. First pitch swinging, and he pops it up into shallow left center. Calling for it and making the catch is Jared Cantu, the center fielder, and there's one away. With one out now, that'll bring up the top of the order in Jose Mercado.
Shortstop number 1, Jose Mercado.
Mercado is 2 for 5 in today's ball game. Singled in the first and second innings, then lined out in the 5th, and then grounded into fielder's choices in the 7th and 8th. Cougars trying to get the runner aboard here with one out in the 10th. First pitch swinging, and it's hit well to center on a line, but playable for Cantu. Quickly, 2 pitches, 2 outs in the Cougar 10th. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Braden Benavidez, the Cougar second baseman. Benavidez got things started for the Cougars with a single off the handle of the bat last inning. He then scored the tying run. First pitch curveball is a called strike. Benavidez on the day is 1 for 4. Has been aboard twice. The pitch, breaking ball, called strike, and it's quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. 2 outs in the Cougar half of the 10th. Kick, the 0-2 pitch. Swan and hit well to left, but playable for the left fielder, Brandon Davis, who will make the catch, and that's the inning. CUC goes out in order. We head to the 11th here in River Forest. Your score remains Cougars 7, Vikings 7. Back in River Forest once again, I'm CJ Selner. Glad you could join us here as we head to the top of the 11th. It will be the heart of the order for North Park, 3-4-5. Colin Gilbertson to lead off. Gilbertson is 0 for 4 in today's ballgame, has struck out twice. Had a sacrifice fly back in the ninth, as this one's grounded right side, and one pitch, one out. With one out now, that will bring up Ranko Stevanovic. One away here in the top of the 11th. Wind in the first pitch to Stevanovic, and he lines one into center, which is playable for Tyrell, who makes the catch, and there's quickly two away. With two outs now, that will bring up Anthony DiNardo. DiNardo is 2 for 4 in today's ball game. Singled in the second, doubled off the left center field wall in the third, grounded out to short in the sixth, flew out in the seventh, and was intentionally walked in the ninth. First pitch from Lick, he misses in the dirt for ball one. A game that started at 3 p.m. here in River Forest, just over 3 hours old. Wind in the 1-0. Swan and sharply grounded foul through the third base coach's box. Now 1-1. One ball, one strike, the count. Licky gets a sign, now readies and kicks the 1-1. Bounces in the dirt, now 2-1. Combined 14 runs on 19 hits in the ball game between these two sides. Kick in the pitch. Breaking ball lined into center field. Long run Tyrell, and it will drop in front for a two-out base hit. Tyrell was playing deep there, and DiNardo is able to drop in his third hit of the ballgame. And we will have a pinch runner here for the Vikings. It will be number 2, Michael Freeze. Freeze, a junior for this North Park team.
Running at first base for DiNardo, number 2, Michael Freeze.
Freeze is 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts on the season, making his 13th appearance. He represents a go-ahead run for North Park here in the top of the 11th with 2 away.
The batter is the left fielder, number 14, Brandon Davis.
Batter now is Davis, the left fielder. Davis is 0 for 4 with a walk in today's ballgame. First pitch, breaking ball, is a called strike. No balls, 1 strike to count. Licky trying to get us to the bottom half of the 11th. Kick the 1-0. The 0-1 misses down, now 1-1. One ball, 1 strike to count. And time is called by Davis. Licky with the long look in, now readies. Kicks the 1-1. Down in the dirt, blocked by Rodriguez, now 2-1. Licky in relief for CUC as we're 1 2/3 innings thus far, allowing 1 hit with 1 walk. He's the 4th pitcher in this ballgame for CUC. It was started by Cade Laudenschlager, who went 6 innings, allowing 2 earned. Licky now readies the pitch. Called strike. And the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces wild here in the top of the 11th. CUC will have the heart of their order, 3-4-5, 2 up in the bottom half. Quick check on the runner, and they picked him off. Throw will go to Mercado, and he will tag him out, and that's the inning. In the inning for North Park, they get no runs on 1 hit, and they leave no one. We're through 10.5 here in River Forest. Your score remains 7-7. Back here in River Forest once again, I'm CJ Sumner. Glad you could join us here. 3-4-5 due up for the Cougars as we play on into the bottom of the 11th. It'll be Brian Van Duzer to lead off. Van Duzer is 1 for 4 in today's ball game. He has struck out 3 times, has also walked. His lone hit came way back in the first. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Banks on for his 4th full inning of work. Has worked 3 innings thus far, allowing 4 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk with 4 Ks, as the 0-1 misses outside. Cougars with the meat of the lineup here in the 11th, trying to walk it off. Pitch swung and lined through the third base coach's box. Stosky nearly lost his noggin. Now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. The pitch just misses off the outside corner. It was close. Now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. There has been a righty getting ready in the bullpen for North Park. Banks, one of the top arms. You want to take down the number 1 team in the country, but North Park does play a conference opponent in Carroll tomorrow. As the 2-2 is grounded towards second, fielded cleanly. Throw across is in time, and there's 1 away. With 1 out now, that'll bring up Jacob Frank, the first baseman. Frank is 0 for 1 in this ball game with a strikeout. Frank came on as a replacement for Brody Mariotti as he grounds this one towards third, and they will say it hit his foot. Frank limping behind home plate. No balls, 1 strike to count. No balls, 1 strike to count as we get back underway here. 0-1 pitch to Frank is swung on and fouled straight back. Quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes the count here to Frank. Banks with the long look in, now ready is the pitch. Misses up and in, now 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Wind in the 1-2. Down in the dirt. And the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Frank. We'll have head coach Mike Stosky up in the booth following the conclusion of this one, whenever that may be. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. He got him to chase the pitch down in the zone. And there's 2 outs in the inning. With 2 outs now, that'll bring up Connor Brandon, the left fielder.
Left fielder, number 32, Connor Brandon.
Brandon is 1 for 3 in today's ball game. He singled in the first. Has also been walked and hit by a pitch. CUC trying to get the offense going with 2 outs here in the 11th. First pitch to Brandon, and it's off the handle of the bat, foul over the first base side. If we do go to the 12th, it will be 6-7-8 due up for the Vikings. Wind the 0-1. Swung on and missed. Brandon wanted to put that one out on Division Street, but was late. 0-2 the count now. 2 outs. Banks has been really good in relief here for the Vikings. Wind and the 0-2. Off the outside corner. It was close. Now 1-2. Banks ready as again. The 1-2. Swan and spoiled foul into the North Park dugout. We'll do it again at 1-2. Banks getting his sign from Stevanovic behind the dish. Winds and deals. Swung on and missed. He changed speeds on him there. And that will do it for the Cougars in the 11th. In the inning for CUC, they go down in order. We head to the 12th here in River Forest. Your score remains 7-7. Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. It will be Brandon Davis to lead off for the Vikings. Here in the top of the 12th. First pitch swinging at a breaking ball for strike 1. Davis is 0 for 4 in today's ball game with a walk. Licky continue to work for CUC as the 1 is outside. One ball, 1 strike to count. Wind in the pitch. Swan and foul straight back, and it's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody away. Wind and the pitch. Ran high and tight. Now 2-2. Lidkey worked an inning and 2/3 in yesterday's ball game, in game 1. Is already at a career high innings pitched, as that one misses upstairs. Count now full at 3-2. Correction, he almost, if he works, gets through this inning, as that one's fair, and no, just foul. So we'll do it again at a full count. Lidkey worked 2 2/3 against Lacrosse last Thursday. That was very close on that third base line. It's one of those where if Van Duzer throws him out, North Park's not happy. But if he calls it fair and he beats it out, CUC's not happy. Lined in the 3-2. Missed upstairs, and the leadoff man's aboard for North Park in the 12th. With the leadoff man aboard, it'll bring up Justin Woolbright, the third baseman. Woolbright is 0 for 4. Has been aboard once when he was hit by a pitch back in the 6th. First pitch from Lidkey is swung and hit fair down the left field line and into the corner. Long run for Brandon. He will get it in, and it is second and third with nobody out for the Vikings in the 12th. A big swing by Justin Woolbright down the left field line. The go-ahead run just 90 feet away. CUC will bring their infield in here. The batter now will be Richie Silva. Silva is 0 for 1 in this ball game. Came in as a replacement. First pitch from Lidkey and is lifted into left. Should be deep enough to score a run. Throw coming to the plate will be late, and the Vikings take a lead. The throw was airmailed by Brandon. You would have liked to seen him put that on a line to try to keep Woolbright at second. But a sac fly there makes it 8-7 North Park. Better now is Peters, who's 0 for 1 with a run scored. He scored that run as a pinch runner in the top of the 9th. Infield still in for CUC. First pitch is well outside for ball 1. A walk and a double got this inning started for the Vikings. Kick and the 1-0. Misses just up. It was close, now 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to count. Kick and the 2-0 from Lidkey. Breaking ball is a called strike, now 2-1. Kick and the 2-1. Swan and foul straight back, and the count evens at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Top of the order, due up next for the Vikings in Cantu. Two balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Silva. Swan and fouled off, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Silva on the season is a .273 hitter with runner in scoring position. Kick and the 2-2. Swan foul tipped again, and we'll do it again at 2-2. As they need a few more baseballs here. When we do get to the bottom half of the 12, CUC will have 6, 7, 8 due up. Kick the 2-2. Down and the count runs full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out in the inning. 1 run in for North Park on 1 hit. The 3-2 pitch. Swan and hit into left. Back is deep enough. Brandon catches. Throw coming to the plate will be not in time as Rodriguez couldn't hold on to the baseball. 9-7. I don't know if he holds on to it if they get him anyway. It was a good slide up the line by Woolbright. 9-7 North Park here in the 12th. That'll bring up the top of the order in the center fielder, Jared Cantu.
Number 4, Jared Cantu.
Cantu has been aboard 4 times in this ball game with hits in the third and the 7th, and then he walked in the 9th and 10th. Lays down a bunt here. It'll be a good one, and that's his 3rd hit of the day. 3rd bunt hit of the day for Cantu as the inning continues for the Vikings. That'll bring up Jake Reinhardt, now the shortstop. Reinhardt,
Shortstop number 3, Jake Reinhardt.
has been aboard 3 times in today's ball game. Singled in the 3rd, then walked in the 5th and the 9th. 2 runs in the inning thus far for the Vikings. First pitch swinging, and it's hit well to center, but playable for Tyrell, who will make the catch, and that's the inning. In the inning for the Vikings, they pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 1. Your new score after 11 and a half here in River Forest, your new score, Vikings 9, Cougars 7. Back here in River Forest once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Thanks for sticking with us all afternoon long. It'll be 6, 7, 8 due for the Cougars, trailing 9-7. It'll be Keegan Tyrell, the batter. Tyrell, Kaye Rodriguez, then Fouth in the top of the order. Tyrell has 2 hits in today's ball game. He's 2 for 5. First pitch breaking ball is a called strike. Banks on for his 5th inning of work. Has allowed just a 1 run on 4 hits with 6 Ks. A 1 pitch is a called strike, and it's quickly 0-2. Banks winds and the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed as he chased a fastball up and out of the zone. And there's 1 away in the 12th. With 1 out now, that'll bring up Mateo Kaye, the designated hitter. Kaye has been aboard 3 times. Had a RBI single in the 1st. Had an infield single in the 9th and was hit by a pitch in the 7th. Cougars need base runners here, trailing by 2. First pitch breaking ball is check swung foul for strike 1. Wind and the 0-1 pitch here. Ran high and tight and nearly hit Kaye. CUC trying to get the tying run to the plate here in the 12th. North Park taking the lead with 2 runs on 2 hits in the top half. The pitch misses inside and down. Now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, the count. Wind down the 2-1 pitch. Swung and fouled off. Count now 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to count. Banks gets his sign from Stevanovic behind the plate. Kicks and deals. 2-2. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Quickly 2 outs in the Cougar 12th. That'll leave it up to Justin Rodriguez now with 2 away. Rodriguez has been aboard twice. He's 1 for 4. Was intentionally walked in the 8th. Singled way back in the 2nd. First pitch is a called strike. Wind and the 0-1. Swung on and lined into center field. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate here for the Cougars in the 12th. Second hit of the day for Rodriguez. And it looks like we're going to have a pinch runner for CUC. Matt Fouth will be the batter. Or are we going to have a new hitter? So it'll be a pinch hitter for CUC. It will be Abe Paz coming on as the pinch hitter. So it'll be up to Paz now for CUC. Paz is 0 for 1 as a pinch hitter this season. Paz does have home run power for CUC.
Your attention, please. Batting for the right fielder, Fouth, number 30, Abe Paz.
Paz on the season, a .318 hitter with 2 home runs and 12 driven in. First pitch is swung at and missed. He chased a breaking ball down. No balls, 1 strike, the count. Banks readies the 0-1. Swan and popped up in foul ground, and it will reach the seats. Cougars down to their final strike. No balls, 2 strikes to count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 12th. Banks gets his sign, now readies. Kicks the 0-2. Swung on and missed, and that's your ball game. North Park is able to come in here and take down the Cougars. Just the 3rd loss of the season for CUC. CUC now 28-3 overall. North Park now 17-11. Winning pitcher is Banks.
Ladies and gentlemen, here are the final totals.
Banks picks up his 5th win of the season. Losing pitcher for the Cougars is Litke, now 1-1. Final totals here in our ball game today. For North Park, 9 runs on 12 hits, 1 error, and 11 left on. For CUC, they have 7 runs on 11 hits, 2 errors, and 10 left on. CUC will be back in action tomorrow when they take on North Central College. They will head to Naperville to take on the Cardinals, starting at 3 p.m. Head coach Mike Stosky will be making his way up here in just a few moments. Stick around. We'll talk to him. We'll take a quick break, and we'll talk to Stosky here in just a few moments. For those of you not sticking around, final score today here in River Forest, North Park 9, CUC 7.
Game 1 of the doubleheader will begin at 12 noon.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that. And it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
College has given me the flexibility to pursue my passions and my interests, and I've recreated my identity for myself aside from just being an athlete.
My greatest personal discovery has been that I am capable of doing things that I didn't know I was capable of doing.
To be able to study what I wanted to and continue to play the sport I love, all of those things came together very nicely in one package in Division III.
Back here in River Forest, once again, I'm CJ Sellner. Glad you could join us here. Head coach Mike Stosky making his way up to talk to us. Cougars falling for just the 3rd time this season. This time it took 12 innings to down the Cougars as North Park defeats CUC by a 9-7 score. Licky takes the loss despite throwing 3 very good innings for CUC. Cade Laudenschlager got the start for the Cougars, working 6 innings, allowing 7 hits and just 2 earned runs. Banks was very good for North Park, picking up the win, going 5 innings, cleaning up a mess where CUC had a very good opportunity to win it in the 9th. Head coach Mike Stosky making his way up here with us. Coach, that's a tough one. You guys battled back. You started off good. I feel like there's a lot of mixed emotions about today's game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited about the fact that these guys battled and they were in a tough ball game because, again, I mean, the last 22 games, we've only had a few of those where we kind of really had to make some decisions and execute some things. And so I was excited. I mean, I was excited that our guys punched back. I just told the guys, it's disappointing that we lost, but that's it. I mean, the effort was there. Thought we executed well in big, high-pressure situations, and the guys gave us a chance to win again in the 12th. So the only disappointment that comes out of that is that we got a loss.
Your pitching – it'll say 9 runs. I thought Cade Laudenschlager, especially after the way things went against La Crosse last Thursday, he threw well, a couple errors, just the 2 earned runs. Like you say, pitchers need to give your team a chance to win, and he did that.
Absolutely he did, and that's a good hitting team. I mean, they got one of the best hitters in the country hitting in that 5-hole, and, they do a lot of small balls, so they're making us move around a little bit. So for him to come back and bounce back after last Thursday, it says a lot about him. And, it's nice to see him in a high-pressure situation kind of slow everything down and be able to pitch and execute his pitches. And he, again, you just said it. He gave us a chance, and the guys that came in behind him gave us a chance. And like I said, it didn't go our way, but it wasn't by lack of execution or effort.
How big is it? We talked about, you said that you guys haven't been in these games. Yes, you want to win it, but to lose a game like this, to almost fuel a little bit of fire. We talked about it after the lacrosse loss, that a little taste of this isn't a bad thing now that the guys have gotten it twice in under a week.
Yeah, I mean, I just said to the guys, this is the first close game we've lost since March 1st. We lost 4-3, I think, to Spalding in opening day, and every other close game we've won. So, that says a lot. I mean, right there it says that our guys know how to win. They're winning close games. And in all those games that we've won that were close, it wasn't because we were just ahead by a lot and they closed the gap. We were down a little bit, and then we'd come back and we'd win a one-run game. So, I am not going to base my feelings on how the team did on 1 foot, and that's what the day was based on. In the ninth inning, the leadoff hitter hit a ball to Jose's left. If it's 1 foot closer to Jose, he makes the play, and then all this stuff doesn't happen in the top of the ninth with the bunts and everything else. It didn't. It was 1 foot more to his left, and he couldn't make the play, and that was how the whole day was based on. And I am not going to be disappointed in our team's effort based on 1 foot, because I thought our guys played great. They played really well too, and that's what you're going to get when you're number one. You're going to get everyone's best effort, and North Park came out excited to play us, and they gave us the best effort, and they were the better team today.
You guys conclude a very busy stretch. 4 games in 3 days. It was a long day at the ballpark, over 10 hours yesterday at Dominican. Now you guys play an over 3.5-hour game here, go 12 innings. How do you guys get the guys ready to play a North Central team that's receiving votes in the top 25?
The only thing that we're concerned with is the fact that we don't get to play again on Thursday. We love playing. I know this is going to end a 10-game stretch in 7 days or 8 days. We just want to play every day. I mean, I know it gets thin on pitching, but our guys love being out here. They don't want to be in the cage. They don't want to take ground balls at practice. They just want to compete. So the fact that we're going to have Thursday off and we don't get to play a game is a little disappointing. So I don't have to motivate my guys tomorrow for North Central. They're excited just to get back on the field and do what we do.
Cougars fall in this one 9-7 in North Park. They are now 28-3 overall. They will head to North Central tomorrow. First pitch at 3 p.m. from Naperville. For everyone at Concordia University Chicago, we appreciate you watching today's broadcast. Cougar Baseball brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A in Melrose Park. Eat more chicken. For everybody at Concordia University Chicago, I'm CJ Sellner signing off for tonight. Final score, North Park 9, Cougars 7.